back with another story time. So this one is a little more, it's not too juicy because really ain't shit happened, but it's a little more, if y'all, when I start to tell y'all how shit play out, y'all can be like, anyways. So this story time is going to be about, as you can tell by the title, the time Gara, me, a bitch like me, was accused of having sex with one of my friends, dude she was talking to. Now, if you know me, y'all, I don't even rock like that, but let's get into the story. Okay, y'all. So, I'm gonna give y'all like a little background on me and what I'm gonna call her, y'all? Barbara. Her name gonna be Barbara, and his name gonna be Barbara and Kodak. I don't know, y'all. Barbara and Kodak. That's what we're gonna call them. Barbara and Kodak. So Barbara and Kodak. Well, first let me start with me and Barbara friendship. Me and Barbara friendship, like the type of friendship we had, like we both kind of had like strong personalities. We both honestly had like similar characteristics. Like we was both like kind of one and the same people, but different at the same time, if you get what I'm saying. So of course it'll be normal for us to like have arguments and stuff because we were so much alike, but it's like every time I was around her, I just felt like, it's like, don't get me wrong, she can be very cool when she wants to be type shit. Like, she was one of them people. Like, she'll be real cool when she want to. But at the same time, she is so negative. Like, she talks about everybody. Like, literally, it's like nothing good she really got to say about people. When you hear her talk about people, it's always something negative, or it's always something type shit. And the type of person I am, I don't really like confrontation like that unless like I really have to get into something. So I don't really like to be around shit like that. I don't like to be on that shit. But it's like I kind of made an exception for her, what I found myself doing a lot, honestly. Because I figure, okay, this is how she is, because this is how she is with everybody. But in life, y'all, don't be settling for that shit. If somebody can't change or get their attitude together or speak positively about their friend and, you know what I'm saying, give you the same loyalty that you give them, get the fuck from around them, period, before I even get to something like this, what I'm gonna tell y'all, whatever the fuck. So, long story short, me and her had fell out, like, honestly, a couple of times, y'all. Like, maybe 3 or 4 times, honestly, throughout our whole friendship. We met in high school. So we fell out like a couple of times throughout the process of us being friends. So the last time that we fell out, it really wasn't even like a communication on why we fell out. I just knew that, like, I can peep vibes, and I knew she had started acting funny with me. She wasn't responding to my text messages, and she was just acting real weird. And I was hearing around the way that she was telling other bitches that she didn't like me type shit. And I'm like, girl, I don't give a fuck, like, period, you know? But anywho, we had ended up getting back cool, and this how we got back cool. She was on Instagram live talking about something, because we had ended up following each other on Instagram again, because I figured, like, I don't hold grudges, y'all, honestly. Like, if you know me, I do not hold grudges. So I don't mind getting back cool with people, especially like if I think, okay, maybe they have matured now or whatever the fuck. So we had got back cool because she was on Instagram live actually talking about this same guy, and she told me to DM her, so I DM'd her. We exchanged numbers. We got back cool. And this was around the time I was in hair school. So, like, when I graduated, me and her, she came over to my house that day. We was sipping on some Bel Air with my uncle. You know, real chill, cool vibes. Because, like I said, she is a very cool girl when she wants to be. So, that day that I graduated and me and her was at my house sipping on some Bel Air that my uncle had gave us, we like, let's go get another bottle. And I was like, I'll get it because, you know, it was my suggestion, like, let's go get another bottle type shit. So I had got us a bottle of Bel Air. We, like, literally, y'all, we is vibing. We chilling in the car with my best friend. We got the music playing, good conversation, good vibes. So then she brings up, she was like, this dude that I was talking to at the time, which I don't know more, y'all. That's another story time, y'all. I got so many stories. But she was telling me that basically I don't need to be talking to him because he tried to talk to her. And he knew me and her was friends for a fact because I brought her with me to his house one day. So he knew we were friends for a fact. So I'm like, wow, this is a lame ass nigga. Because at the end of the day, I don't put niggas over my friends. So I'm like, wow, this is a lame ass nigga. And I didn't think nothing of it. And she was like, she not gonna lie, she was gonna shot from him to make me mad type shit, but she didn't. So I didn't even ask him no questions about it at the time, because I'm like, at the end of the day, this is my friend, and if she said you tried to talk to her, you tried to talk to her, nigga, use a rap, and that's point blank, period. So I had ended up cutting him off, and me and her were still friends or whatever. So then coming down the line, she kind of like start annoying me in a way, kind of, because it's like, I didn't mind like hanging out with her and going to her house and stuff, but it's like, don't nobody want to be hanging out with you if you're going to be negative. Like, I don't, mind you, y'all, I said in the beginning, she's a very negative person. So it's like, that kind of bothered me, but I honestly like wouldn't say anything. I would just kind of like note it in my head and then kind of like distance myself from her, which I'm working on that now to stop doing that, because I feel like in our friendship, if I would have communicated and she wasn't so negative, that we could have honestly had an amazing friendship. But that's either here or there. But anyway, so it's like I just started getting like this vibe with her. Like, I don't really know if I want to hang around her no more, because she's still like the same person. Like, I don't believe that she was gonna change, honestly. Like, this is who she is. She's negative. So basically, I had spent a night to her house one day, and she had kind of pissed me off. It was really something petty, so I probably took it to heart type shit, but she had really pissed me off, and I don't know. Like, I told her I was gonna stay up with her that night so she could finish her, she was doing wigs, she do hair and stuff, but I just went to sleep because I was just aggravated, which honestly, I take the blame for that, because I should have just, what happened was just so fucking small. You know how you and your friend together and they may get on your damn nerves. It was something like that. Like, I kind of took that to heart, honestly. But so after that, I had went home like soon as I woke up in the morning, and I asked her, could she walk me halfway home, and she was like, no, because it's too early type shit. And I was like, well, yesterday you said that you was gonna walk me halfway home. I always walk you halfway home type shit. So she was like, well, I didn't know you was gonna be leaving this early type shit. So I'm like, okay. So I had walked home by myself or whatever, and that was cool because I was ready to go. So I walk home because we stayed like her neighborhood is literally across from mine, literally walking distance. So I walked home or whatever, and then like after that we would still be talking, but it wasn't nothing like, we would still be talking but barely, honestly. Like, that's how it was. So I don't know how I had ended up having a conversation with the dude that I was talking to that she said tried to talk to her. We're gonna give his ass a name too. We're gonna call him Lil Dirt. I'm sorry. We're gonna call him Lil Dirt. But anyway, so I had ended up hanging out with Lil Dirt one day, and I was telling my best friend, like, should I confront this nigga type shit? Because when she told me, all I did was like text him, and I was like, bitch, you're dead to me, you can die type shit. Like, I used to say shit like that, y'all. Extreme, I know. But so I said some shit like that and just blocked him. Like, I don't do none of that negotiating. I blocked and I moved the fuck on. That's what I do. So me and him me, him, and my best friend had ended up hanging out one day. We was just smoking or whatever. So I don't know why, y'all, but some shit I just don't be wanting to bring up. Like, I do not like confrontation. I don't know. So I told my best friend, I'm like, you need to ask him, like, was he trying, like, what was your motive to try to talk to my friend? And you knew we was friends type shit. So basically, my best friend brought it up, and she had asked him, and then he was like, I wasn't trying to talk to her. He was like, he was trying to, you know, do an exchange with her because he did, you know, if you know. So, and he was like, she was texting him and calling him and stuff, asking him for rides to Fulton Industrial because she worked at Club Wax at the time. So I'm thinking to myself, like, what she told me and what you're telling me is two different stories. And not that I was just taking his word or nothing. It's just like things he was saying about her. It's like, if you don't know a person, you're not gonna know that certain fact about a person unless y'all have had a conversation and you ask them type shit. So I'm like, how the hell he even know she worked on Fulton Industrial? You know what I'm saying? Like, how would he know this if you didn't ask him for a ride? So I'm talking to my best friend about it, and I was like, I'm gonna ask her. So I text her and I asked her, and she literally never responded, y'all. Like, she never confirmed, denied. She didn't say shit. So I'm like, wow, like, what, you know what I'm saying? What are you trying to get at? Because at the end of the day, when me and you was in that car sipping Bel Air, this is not, you didn't tell me it went into this depth. And I would have, me hearing it from her, this whole thing could have been avoided, honestly. Because, you know what I'm saying, I would have knew more and knew, like, or whatever the fuck. Because she was making it seem to me like, oh, he just tried to talk to her and I ain't entertain that shit at all type shit. That's what she made it seem like to me. So I asked her, she never responded. And then one day she texted me and was like, what you doing, or something like that. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't really want to, you know what I'm saying, like, have a conversation. We haven't, like, had a conversation about that because you never responded. But then you respond saying what I'm doing, like, days later. Like, shit was hella weird. But so, after that happened, I told my best friend, I'm like, okay, since she want to play with me like this and try to talk to somebody that she know I like type shit, I'm finna do the same thing to her. Which is, y'all, I will admit, that's not right, and that's not my character. Like, no matter what somebody do to you, you don't stoop to their level. You know what I'm saying? You stay true to yourself, and, you know what I'm saying, you pray about it, you move on with life, and that's just that. But, so, I said I was gonna do that. So, Kodak, we're gonna call him Kodak in this video. So I had went on Twitter because me and Kodak was already following each other because I knew Kodak from Arbor Terrace. Like, he used to stay in this neighborhood I used to live in a long, long time ago. And even back then when he lived in that neighborhood, he was like a real troubled dude. So I really stayed away from him type shit. Like, he wasn't the type of dude that I would be friends with or anything like that, because he had a lot going on back then, but he did used to try to talk to me, but I wasn't paying him no fucking mind. So I liked some of his pictures. He had DM'd me, and then we started texting, and one day he had asked, do I want to smoke? And I was like, yeah. So he came and got me, y'all, the ghetto. I don't want to talk about nobody, y'all. But he had came and got me in some truck, but he wasn't driving. Like, I don't know if that was the friend mom or who the fuck these people was, but it was like literally hella people in the car, y'all. Why the hell did I even go? The ghetto. But anywho, we had went to his house to smoke, and he did ask me about the girl. Like, he was like, I hope you not hanging out with me and stuff to be spiteful. And honestly, I was, but I wasn't gonna admit that. I was like, no, we just chilling type shit. So he did try to you know, have sex with me, but I had shut that shit all the way the fuck down. Like, I let him know I'm celibate, that's just not happening, period. Like, that was never my intent to even do that with him in the first place. So the shit was just never fucking happening. And that's that. So we had smoke, we was chilling, and he actually started talking shit about her. Like, he was saying how he felt like she be selling herself less, like, cause she do wigs and shit. And he was like, he feel like her hair don't be up to part, like he shouldn't see her lace and shit. And the type of person I am, I'm not gonna, if I feel like your hair look good or you look good, I'm not gonna talk shit about you just because we going through something I don't like you. I don't entertain shit like that. So I let him know straight up. I'm like, well, I had got a wig from her before and the shit was bomb. Like, I liked it, the wig. And he was saying all that or whatever. So then we was just chilling, smoking, vibing. Mainly I was smoking, he was smoking a poke. But so literally I was only there for about 15 minutes, 10 minutes. And then he was like, he wanted to go somewhere, and it was on the way to me going to my house, and I was Ubering home, so it stopped 2 places or whatever. He gave me a little something after that. Yeah. So yeah, after that I never went over there again. And then when he was texting me and stuff, he'll be saying stuff like basically insinuating that he wanted to do that with me. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that, I'm celibate. That, like, I kept telling him that. And then he was like, well, what makes you think I won't be that man that you gonna marry and be with? Cut the shenanigans. So I had ended up stopped talking to him, because my only intent was to smoke with him to make her mad. Just like she said she was going to do to me, or shot with the boy, whatever the fuck she did with him. So after that, time went on, and I get a DM from her. Mind you, y'all, me and her never even, like, said nothing to each other in the mix of all this commotion. So I get a DM, and she was like, you tried it. So I'm thinking to myself, like, what the fuck is this girl talking about? Because mind you, it was some time from when me and him smoked together, so I'm not even thinking nothing of it. So I'm like, what the fuck is she talking about? So then my bitches had let me know, like, oh, she talking about the dude because she just posted him type shit on her story right after she DM'd you. Because mind you, me and her wasn't following each other after she DM'd me and said that. We got into a little argument and we unfriended each other, whatever the fuck. So they told me that. So I text her and I was like, I don't know, what the fuck did I say? I text her basically, and I was like, I don't know what that dude told you for you to text me and say you tried it, but your nigga was on me trying to talk to me, sweetie. I had to let her know. So she was like, just be real with yourself. You went over there to go talk to his... This is the story the nigga told y'all. Told her, y'all. And she believed it. Like, she believed this bullshit ass story. I was like, Lord, like, is people really this slow? But then again, now that I think about it, maybe she really did love the dude type shit. And you know, when you love a nigga, he can tell you that the sky is green. You might believe that shit. I'm not that type of bitch, but other people are like that, no offense. But she, basically, he told her that I was over there. I went to his homeboy house and he was to have sex. This is what he said. He told her that I had sex with his homeboy, y'all. And he was there. Then I was trying to talk to him. Now, if you know me, this don't even sound like some shit I do. What? Why would I be over there with a whole nother nigga and then try to talk to you? Who the fuck are you, number one? Number one, you stayed in my neighborhood before, and I didn't fuck with you then, so you know I don't fuck with you now. So it's like, for her to even... When she told me this story, I really had wanted her to read that shit back to her damn self. Like, do I really believe this shit type shit? So... at that point, I couldn't even text no more. I had to call her. I said, I did what? And she was like, you was over there with Centray having sex with him and you tried to talk to him. I'm like, that don't even make sense. You sound delusional as fuck. So we was going back and forth. She was saying I'm delusional. I explained to her what happened, but she wanted to believe what she wanted to believe. So we left that there. So then one day, y'all, No, that same day, the nigga called me and he was like, why the fuck you telling my girl this and that? You mad cause I'm in love with my girl. What? Like, y'all, mind you, the stuff he was saying, like, he was making it seem like I was a bitter bitch lying to his girlfriend about me and him type shit. Like, nigga, what you told your girlfriend was way more than what even happened. Like, literally all we did was smoke and that's it, y'all. This nigga made it into a whole movie, a whole make-believe movie that he made up in his fucking head, and she didn't star herself in the damn movie with his ass and believed the shit. So one day, so after that, I had cursed his ass out. I did say some fucked up shit about his grandma and stuff, because when I was over there smoking with him, he was giving the grandma cigarettes and stuff, and she already kind of looked like she was like, you know, if somebody looked kind of frail, like, not, no offense to the smoking, but she shouldn't have been smoking type shit. So I said something like that, and that was fucked up. So my apologies for that. But so basically, after that, maybe like a week or two went by. I'm at work at Walmart. This is when I was working at Walmart. He comes through my line. Mind you, I had already seen him in my line, and I'm like, oh my God, I hope he don't come up to my job trying to start something with me, because he the type of male, like, he don't have respect for females. Like, it's to the point where I felt like he would have tried to fight me, and I would have had to call my brother up here to shut that shit the fuck down, period. Or I would have had to use everything in that store to kill his ass, because you're not going to put your hands on me, period. So I already was like, oh my God. But I was like, you know what? Keep it professional. So he come in my line, and he was waiting till everybody else was leaving so he could be the last person. So he kept moving places and shit. So he got in the end of the line. Then he came up and he wanted cigarettes, and I asked for his ID. He didn't have it, but I still gave it to him. And then he was like, you know what you said about my grandma was fucked up. That wasn't even really my grandma type shit, or something he was saying. And I was like, you're right. I apologize for that, because that was wrong. So he asked me to unblock him. So I'm thinking to myself, this is the perfect chance to get this nigga in his fucking lie, because he is lying to this girl and telling her stuff that is not true. So I unblocked him, and what happened? I unblocked him, and he called me, y'all. He called me. So I told my best friend, I was like, I'm finna answer his call, get this shit on camera so I can show the girl. So I can show Barbara. So me and Kodak on the phone, and I asked him, like, basically, why did you lie to her and make it seem like this, that, and the third? And basically he admitted that he lied. Everything that I was saying was the fucking truth, and he admitted to that. And I sent it to her, and this was her response. She was like, y'all both weird. Why are you even on the phone with somebody who say they love me? Some weird shit. Like, bitch, do you not understand that I'm doing this to catch the nigga in the lie for you? I don't want to be on the phone with this nigga, and I would not have unblocked him. I just wanted to catch him in his lie real quick, and right after I got that video, his ass is back on that block list. I don't do shit like that. I'm not naive about no nigga, and I don't do none of that shit about no nigga. So long story short, y'all, she still believed the nigga, and it is what it is. And then maybe like a couple of months ago, I did DM her, and I apologized for the whole situation, honestly, because I was just going through something in my life where, you know what I'm saying, it's 2020, I'm not holding grudges. So that's just something I wanted to apologize about, for even giving it to be a story to be said in the first place. I didn't do nothing wrong, but as far as like sleeping with him or anything, but what I did do wrong was stooping to her level and even going to smoke with him to give a story to tell. So I had to apologize for that, but it wasn't to reconnect or anything, because at the end of the day, I don't feel like you have to reconnect just when you apologize, honestly. But yep, that's the end of the story. Peace.